Like,
Wait, can I show you something
yeah.
about like uh wait 1 second. I need to think.
Oh
Vox.
no, not Vox.
It's Vox right there. This is actually a really good thing.
Why is South Africa?
It's like because this is literally how Kenya is sort of.
Kenya's like this?
Well, not to this extent, but sort of.
I thought they. Okay.
It wasn't segregated, so it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad, but
Imagine
This
taking
strip
over.
in Cape Town,
Never mind.
South Africa, divides the beachside community of Strand from the township of Nomzamo. They're only a few
Namzamo.
meters apart, but the people on each side live very different lives. Strand has backyards and driveways. Nomzamo is much more
A
dense,
slum.
and
yeah.
the people here have fewer basic services. Less piped water, less internet access, and Nanzamo is majority black, while the area across the line is majority white.
Bro, this is
If we
screwed.
use dots on a map to represent race, you can see how stark that divide is.
Hold on, pause.
If we
Yeah.
zoom out to the whole
What the hell is colored?
Okay, color is like mixed. So like if let's say a white guy and a black guy had a child, because like during
It's called the
apartheid,
same
like
thing.
literally it was so bad. Like honestly, personally, I think apartheid was worse than Jim Crow, but that's just an opinion, so don't kill me. Because like they would literally tell you, okay, you see like Jim Crow, the way they would do it, they would say, oh, I mean, if you want, you could live anywhere, but in reality, you can't live
It's
anywhere,
social etiquette is
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
stopping it.
yeah.
See,
But
them,
while
the
here, they
white thing is
literally gave you, like, if you're black, you got a passport. Like a passport that I am from this neighborhood, I live in this neighborhood.
oh.
So it was
once
like, here, you'll
again,
see.
you can
Well,
see it's
Oh,
hold on. I
sorry.
was gonna say something. So, see, and the reason I don't flame you for saying that, is because, of course, you grew up like you. I know you're, more American than I think you are Kenyan, but, yeah, there's still instances of, like, racial background stuff that you still figure out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when the people call each other, you didn't understand that
When people
or
call each other
something.
what?
Cousin,
Oh,
like you'd be
yeah,
like, oh, that's
yeah,
my
dude.
cousin.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna
You
lie.
didn't understand
The
that.
first time he came
Matt,
and I
that's enough.
had, people saying cousin. I was like, yeah, are they all
Yeah.
related? I was like no.
No, half of them are not related.
Yeah.
And I'm not like directly tying this right back to slavery, but like in slavery time before they had like actual families because they were being sold all the time. People there would be the communal auntie
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
aunt
yeah,
or
yeah.
like what do you want to call them? Your grandpa, mom, dad, and everyone just called each other cousins
Yeah,
because they
so,
don't know where the heck they're from.
so sort of like a godmother, like if something was to happen to the parents or something.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't. It's like I don't know. At least for where I'm from. I just don't care to ask. I'm just like, okay, cousin,
Hmm.
hello. Like
Yeah.
I don't personally. I don't think that they're everyone's.
Uh,
That'd be very confusing.
yeah. Okay. Can I continue?
Yeah, you can.
everywhere. And this is the case across much of South Africa. The color of your skin here often determines where you live. It also determines your quality of life. This map shows where jobs and opportunities are primarily concentrated in Cape Town. And this is where most of the city's black people live, in informal settlements called townships on the city's periphery.
People have to move by public transport for up to 3 hours a day. And they
3
can't-
hours.
Dude, yeah, imagine you have to work from 8 to 4, right? That means you have to wake up at 4 a.m. You know why? Because you have an hour to prepare. You
Get
leave at
ready and
5, right?
Yeah.
5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. 8 you're at work. At 4 p.m., right? 4 p.m. to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, you're at home. And that's a good day. Just assuming, let's say the car doesn't break down, nothing happens. That's assuming you don't have to
Are they
stop
all
by
riding in
the...
tuk-tuks?
What? No, this
Are
is...
they all riding in tuk-tuks?
No, this is... They're not tuk-tuks during apartheid.
Oh, this is like this is apartheid.
I mean, it's...
Now.
This is still now, yeah. But
Okay.
But
okay.
still, people still go 3 hours to work. But South Africa doesn't really have many tuk-tuks, by the way. They have more
Okay.
public transport, like normal public transport. Yeah, so I'm just saying, imagine you get home at 7 p.m., you woke up at 4, you need to buy food for your family. Let's just assuming you have to buy food, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to do all that. By the time you sleep, it's 10.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's even though it might seem like, okay, I might sleep at 10, but if you think about the work you do, you work all day, you sleep at 10 and wake up at 4, repeat, and you're paid nothing basically, because if you live in those communities, you don't get much.
In the community with the rest of the family because they're always working and they're always traveling.
For decades, South Africa was under apartheid, a system that wrote segregation into law. A white minority controlled where non-white people could live, work, exist. Many were forced out of their homes.
Oh yeah, by the way, they actually made it illegal to be mixed in South Africa at one point.
How do you make that illegal?
I don't know what they were thinking,
That
honestly.
is a
Like,
that is a
this,
that's just a person.
like Trevor Noah.
No.
This is Trevor Noah, right? He's a comedian.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah,
And
I've seen him.
when he was born in 1994. It was illegal to be mixed. So
So what did he do?
his grandma would keep him in the house, and so when the police or people are coming, the grandma would tell them to enter. And so in one of the interviews he did, he was saying that he did not know how bad it was, because now when he talks with his grandma was like, "Dude, we were scared for you. Sometimes, you don't know, you're a kid, you just want to go out and play in the streets. You don't know that you were born a crime, basically."
Yeah. So is it illegal to be an older mixed person or just being a mixed baby?
Both.
Both. So
Oh, well, I think baby mostly, but I think once you can't really do much once you get older, except segregate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they.
That is that is worse, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's in my opinion, it's worse than Jim Crow.
Because that's very specific.
Yeah.
Like in America, it was just either you're African American or you're white.
Yeah.
It ain't no same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they viewed color as even worse than. And then the thing is, one of the ways they stopped apartheid, right, was the countries, literally nearly, even the Soviet Union and the United States both signed an agreement to put sanctions on South Africa if they continued it. You know what sanctions are?
I can assume.
Basically saying, "Oh, we want to trade with you."
Okay, I thought sanctions were
Yeah.
guarantee your independence.
Dude, the only country that didn't was the United Kingdom.
What?
Yeah, and
Why?
because
Why do they want that?
this lady was in charge, Margaret Thatcher was in charge.
Oh, dang, Margaret.
Yeah, and
Thatcher.
well, I'm not quoting exactly, but based on what I read.
The wicked bitch is dead.
Okay, don't do that.
Sorry.
But based on what I read, Britain. You remember I told you about the Commonwealth and other stuff. It's Britain and South Africa was U.S. and China just stopping trade, or U.S. and Mexico just stopping trade like that. It would affect American jobs and stuff like that. So even though most people in England wanted them to do the sanctions, Margaret Thatcher refused because she was for economics. So yeah, but eventually they stopped with apartheid with those. But let's continue.
In 1994, a democratically elected government took power and ended apartheid. It was supposed to be a new beginning. But a lot of the country still looks like this. And that's because South Africa's legacy of racial division goes back centuries.
I thought Vox was a bad corporation.
Oh no, Vox News, the website news is terrible, but their documentaries are so good.
Okay.
Took over the southern tip of Africa to supply ships with food along the trade route to Asia. 150 years later, Britain seized it and named it Cape Colony. Many Dutch colonists moved here, further inland, to escape British rule and continue exploiting enslaved people. Just like the Dutch, the British used Cape Colony as a strategic location for trade. It wasn't economically significant. But in the 1870s, that changed when the
Why is he not
British
wearing a
started
shirt?
mining diamonds there.
What's wrong with his shirt?
Suddenly, Cape Colony was one of
What?
What's wrong with his shirt?
This guy's shirt?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have money for shirts.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
He didn't have
Yeah,
a dang
dude.
shirt?
There are people who are like that in the world, my dude. Like they have no
I
money.
mean, like, of course I know now, but
Yeah, it was bad. You're not gonna be given a shirt maybe for a year, and you're not being paid. Like if
You
you're probably being paid like maybe £2 a week or something, and that goes to your family's food,
the crazy thing is like, this is like a capitalist kind of, right?
Yeah.
That's the scenarios you would see in like a
Yeah.
communist organization. Like,
Yeah,
talking capitalist.
that's the irony, That's
That's just the irony of it. It's funny.
the irony is like,
This dude don't got no dang shirt.
like
And they're
that's
digging up
something
mines.
it's
This happens still in like Congo. In the Congo.
not only
Little
Congo,
mines.
man, other
The
countries too.
Congo's the one place
Like,
I really
dude,
know.
there's some people in Kenya who don't have shirts. Yeah,
I mean, like they're digging in the mines.
no, not digging in the mines. I thought you were talking about the shirt situation. But,
No, I know the shirt situation happens.
oh, the mines?
It happens in America.
Yeah, I don't think Kenya has a lot of child labor, to be honest. I don't think we
I
do.
hope not.
Yeah, but yeah, Congo definitely has.
That's That's terrible.
Yeah. And if you don't work, you're whipped,
Cape
basically.
Colony was one of
Oh.
Britain's
Oh,
most
God.
prized and exploited colonies. In order to get the diamonds out of the country,
Why did
they
they just
built
overthrow?
railways to connect the mines up here to the coast.
Why didn't they just overthrow? I mean, they sort of did at the end.
The railways
okay.
allowed the
Good.
British to access a global diamond market through the port city of Cape Town. Soon, the economy of Cape Colony was centered around the railroads, especially this main route.
By the way, if you're wondering why there's so many Indian people, that's why. The British brought them to build the railroads in South Africa and East Africa.
Well, I can understand why there's so many like,
Indian people.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
On
British
this map
colonies.
show the black
Yeah. And plus, they were really good at building railroads, so the British just took them
It's
to.
just like the Chinese with America. We
So-
hired them to build the railways.
Yeah.
That's all they did back in the old days.
Yeah, now they make better railroads than us.
Yeah. Now they sell. Now Kenya's selling their port city
Yeah.
for $2 trillion.
What is it?
Railway.
It wasn't even much. It was like $3 billion or something like that.
Listen, man, y'all still sold your biggest sell.
I don't know. Honestly, legally we can't speak, I don't know if it's changed or not. Allegedly.
Signed in on it. You're the biggest tradesman for the company for the country.
black regions
Beautiful.
of Cape Colony, largely left out of the railroad economy. Racial inequality in Cape Colony was being reinforced by location. To keep it that way, the colonial government started writing segregation into law. The Native Lands Act of 1913 pushed black people into these areas, only 8% of South Africa's land, and restricted
What?
them from owning land everywhere else. Or relocated them to the edges of the major cities to work for white people. These laws began to shape the region. Cape Town's growth from the increased trade turned the port town into a major city. Many migrants from the rest of the colony and elsewhere moved here, to what was then the outskirts of Cape Town, where former enslaved people, merchants, artists, and immigrants were forming a neighborhood called District 6.
Yes,
As the
District
city grew
6.
around District 6, so did the neighborhood. For decades, District 6 was a thriving, integrated community.
Good.
We were a very cosmopolitan, you could say, family almost, because there were people from all different nationalities, from all different walks of life.
This was the statement, your child is my child.
But it wouldn't last.
Hey,
That
dude.
looks cool.
In
Yeah.
I like how that
1994,
looks.
Britain's legal hold in what was now the Union of South Africa officially ended. The remaining white minority, the descendants of Dutch colonists, took control, and they built on the foundation the British were leaving behind. Between 1949 and 1971, the all-white government passed 148 laws solidifying apartheid.
Apartheid allowed for the full realization of the ambition of the fascist project in South Africa.
Oh, by the way, the Boers, that's the Dutch people who are in charge of South Africa. They're basically nearly fascist.
Oh, so it's just like 100% fascist.
Almost. I mean, not Hitler bad, but really,
Yeah, but
really.
fascist is still
yeah.
The
fascism.
Population
Hitler was like the most
Registration
extreme.
Act officially classified people by race: white, colored, and native or black, and eventually Asian. Then they made laws saying where people could live. Around the country, black South Africans were moved into these areas, called homelands or Bantustans.
Dude, imagine. Just imagine.
Imagine.
Imagine, like, just imagine your family, the way you are now. You have a house, you've lived there for some time. The British live, even though it wasn't good. It wasn't good under the British. Yeah, but you know, and then like just even right now, you know, they come and they're like, then they give you a paper like you're ordered by like the court to move to Portland, Oregon, in this
So
place.
like 8% of America.
Yeah, like you're
That's like going
like you move from where you are to like Alaska, and then do they give you a job there? No, it's up to you to find out.
And imagine coming to this entire continent where they have, like, you're not from, and you push 80% of the natives or 80% of the people there, these small areas.
Yeah.
Imagine the balls you have to have to be like, I know this isn't my continent, but it's going to be.
Yeah, like I mean, but diamonds.
But diamonds and railway systems.
Dude,
and
like-
also black.
Honestly, you know,
So,
shout out to
Sorry.
Vox. Shout out to Vox channel. Like Vox YouTube channel
Vox.
is good. The news one, the news like the website news is trashy. Unless you want to.
well, it's like BuzzFeed, like.
Yeah, yes.
Bantustans were rural areas and had underdeveloped economies. Many of them were in the areas Britain had already excluded from the railway economy, and where black land ownership had been restricted to. Black people were forced to carry passbooks that specified where they were allowed to work or travel to.
Dude, imagine that.
Well, she had a bowl on her head.
What does she have? What?
A bowl on her head.
No, I think that's a hat. I don't know. But yeah, dude, imagine having a passport saying that where you're supposed to be at what time, like where you're supposed to work, where you live, where you cannot live.
That's bad.
Yeah.
But see, I think the thing with America is
Mm-hmm.
law is law.
What did you say?
We didn't have like laws. It was all just social etiquette. Like there was no law that was saying no black person can live here.
Yeah, but it was just like sort of implied, you know.
It was social etiquette.
Yeah, but like,
And that's crazy.
yeah, I don't know. Apartheid was bad.
In cities like Cape Town, the Group Areas Act moved the remaining non-whites into separate urban areas.
The most prime land and the land closest to high valued property was allocated to white people.
In
Oh wait, can I show you
1966,
something? By the way, sorry for
the
stopping.
It's okay. Yeah,
Alright,
what,
see that? That's Cape Town, right? Let's go to Cape Town.
it's like the most expensive areas now.
Alright, just look at.
You can
Look at.
tell-
Can you see the thing or no?
Yeah.
Alright. So look at the purple is like the white areas, right?
Yeah.
So like here, this was purple. Wonderful.
That is very fancy.
Yeah, that's like Beverly Hills stuff, right?
That's like top tier.
Yeah, and like stuff like this should be gone. Then there's like the Indian area, which is like there.
The Indian area is so small.
It's
Yeah,
like
like
Indian area is like somewhere here. It's not bad, you know. It's sort of middle class, you know. Not bad, not bad.
Probably because
And then we got the black
College.
people place, which is like here.
the Michael and my chills. That's lower class.
Yeah.
Or, it's not that.
I mean,
bad.
it's not bad, obviously, because it's 2020. It's better than the way it would have been in. But still, there's a huge difference,
That's
you
a
know?
cool looking tree.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, wow, the trees are falling. What's this?
That's what I'm saying. That's a cool looking tree. It's the wind.
No, but still, if you compare this, my dude, imagine you live here when if everything was fair, the entire country could have been like this. You know?
Yeah. It could be fancy.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, if South Africa didn't do this, I think they would probably be like one of the best, like most powerful countries.
Was allocated to white people.
In 1966, the government declared that District 6 was now a whites-only area. The residents of District 6 received removal letters like this one that said living there was illegal because they were not white. Bulldozers
Flunk
drove
it.
into District 6 and razed it to the ground.
What? They destroyed it?
Yeah.
We had a life here.
That was very traumatic for a lot of people.
It's like ripping out someone's heart.
They
More
don't
than
even compensate
60,000
them?
people
No.
were forcibly
they
removed.
don't care. So like they move you to a brand new city. And you probably had a job. I'm just just think about the stress of finding a new job in a new city, and you're already like discriminated upon.
You're gonna find a new house,
And
new job.
the thing is, I don't know if you know this, but like in most of the world, most people, I don't know if most people, but I know more people own their houses than here. So you find like those people probably built their houses with their money, and it's just gone overnight.
From their homes.
That is so sad.
This kind of violence against non-white people was commonplace around the country. But after decades of pressure, both from within South Africa and abroad, apartheid rule finally came to an end. The new government lifted restrictions on where people could live. Millions of people who had been excluded from economic development for centuries migrated to major cities looking for basic services and economic opportunity.
For any family with no prospect of employment, the most rational, logical choice to make is to migrate to an urban center.
They settled where there was empty land, creating townships on the peripheries of major cities, like Cape Town. The government built millions of homes and expanded clean water and electricity.
But it had a number of unforeseen consequences, the most important of which is that the only land that could be used for the public housing program was on the periphery of the city. And for that reason, a brilliant intention to overcome the apartheid legacy unintentionally reproduced the very same legacy it was trying to undo.
Today, 60% of the mostly black population of Cape Town lives in these townships at the edge of the city. The thing is, Cape Town city center has land to develop, but because of its location, it's valuable. So it usually
Dude, that looks like Portland or like Dallas or someplace like that, or Los Angeles.
Dallas looks nice.
What?
Portland isn't so nice. I thought.
No, Portland looks really good. Well, except the rioting, but dude, looks really nice.
I thought Portland looked terrible.
Nah, I think Portland looks cool.
gets sold to private developers who build luxury apartments. Nearly $1 billion worth of them are going up by the coast. But right in the heart of Cape Town, by all the expensive developments, District 6 remains largely untouched. The former residents have fought against private development, and they've actually succeeded. Some have even managed to return to houses built by the city.
I wanted to come back here where I was born, which was part of our whole family's heritage.
I couldn't believe that I was back. It was a sense of relief.
But there are still hundreds of claimants waiting to get back to District 6.
We haven't done the difficult and the painful work to confront what the intergenerational consequences are of colonialism, of apartheid.
The story of Cape Town and South Africa's racial segregation starts far in the past, but it's very much entangled with the present. Apartheid and colonialism here are over, but many of the barriers they built have yet to be dismantled.
The kind of psychic scars that's left on individuals and on communities, we haven't begun the work of saying, how do we live together, right? In the face of that history.
Yeah. So what do you think?
That sounds living.
Yeah, it's tough, we did. Yeah.
Why do they think they can do? Like what?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm just gonna do it.
The Boers were special.
And it's
Mm-hmm. Hello?
it's just it doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yeah, but see, they have a lot of actually interesting stuff.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, like Napoleon's missing hand. Yeah.
Yeah, missing hand. But a lot of it's political.
What?
A lot of it's political crap.
What did you say?
A lot of it's political crap.
Yeah. A lot of it is political, but some of them are like genuinely interesting. Like his missing hand, because like have you noticed most of Napoleon's pose? It's always like this.
Napa know how.
Napoleon pose.
Pose, not pause.
Yeah, like it's always like that, like with his hand in his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some said he had like stomach cancer, and that's why it was always hurting. But
Yeah, he had
but nobody
that's
really
what
knows.
he died of. He died of like.
Yeah, but
colon-
the thing is, he never actually posed like that. Or never actually walked like that. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, some of those portraits are weird because they happen over like multiple seconds.
Yeah, so good. If you like us to do reaction videos,